I believe we're all excited now that we've gotten some news about Worlds Beyond and we can see an actual release date coming. But it's important to remember that until then there's still 3 more months of Throwback Rotation to get through. So for today we're going back to Throwback Rotation for a bit and playing with Midrange Shadow. I've decided to play this deck because it has a lot of card draw and I got sick of the lack of card draw in this format. So today we're playing Midrange Shadow so we can draw a bunch of cards. And yeah, that's about it. So let's look at the deck list I'm running for today. So this is the deck list we are playing for today. I took the tournament winning list and I just edited it to make it to my tastes, and this is what it looks like now. It has a lot of card draw and that was the goal. So Gremory, at the end of your turn, she gives evolve allied followers last words draw a card. Alphas, if you evolve it, it gives followers in your hand last words draw a card. Your Hearted Singer of course draws cards. So yeah, a lot of card draw in this deck, and that's the goal, is hopefully allow you to play a more consistent game than some of the other decks in this format that don't have as much card draw. It's definitely not the best deck out there, but I mean I've been having a bit of fun with it, so yeah, let's look at some games. Our first game for today will be against Blood, and we are going first. I don't really like playing against Blood in this meta in general just because it's so strong, but can't really avoid it because it's so strong. Yeah, for the early game mulligan, we just look for card draw like Alphas and Pure Hearted Singer. Going against more aggressive decks, you might consider keeping other 2-cost cards like Fairy and this guy Belanus, just they help deal with their early aggression. Since we do pick up Belanus here, we're just gonna go ahead and drop it. My opponent uses the Accelerate of Evil Eye Demon to clear it, but that's fine because that doesn't do much damage to our face anyway. So we're just gonna go ahead and drop Pure Hearted Singer here to draw into our deck. My opponent will put out the Servant of Last Tier, and then along with Bloodkin as well as 2 Restless Parishes, which will invoke their Florals. Very early Florals invoke, which is annoying, but at least the board is still manageable for now. So we can go ahead and drop Fran here. Fran is very valuable in this deck. It is like one of your rare ability to clear the board, so definitely use your friends wisely. In this case, I think it's definitely worth it to clear the Flowers though, so that's probably fine. There's a Razory Claw for my opponent as well. They will just evolve the bat. So I guess they're just trying to rush me down. And they do pass here. The fact that they pass here and they evolve the bat like this makes me think that their hand should be quite bad and they're just trying to rush the game to a conclusion as soon as possible. So we can hopefully make use of that information. We'll go ahead and set up Kerberos here to build out a board. Of course, if they have Evil Eye Demon, then that will be a problem, but they've already played one, and again, it doesn't look like their hand is particularly good, so we should be able to get away with it, sorry. Opponent just drop Valneric here and just Evo's Face, which once again tells me they probably don't have too good of a hand, so we can just get rid of this Valneric with the Big Soul Hunter. Throw an Alphas here just for the draw, and we hold on to the Evil point for later in case we need it. My opponent just plays gift for Bloodkin here, another gift for Bloodkin, so their hand, I guess now we know why they kept passing, their hand seems pretty bad. But since they just did that, we can just kill them with Gremories and Hunt. So pretty lucky game, my opponent didn't draw too well, but I mean if they draw well, you're not winning the game, so yeah, let's move on to the next one. Our next game here will be the Mirror, and we are going second. Generally I think going first is favored in the Mirror, but you can still win going second, and it largely depends on who plays better and draws better, so the going first, going second difference is not too big of a deal. And I guess luck and skill is more important, which is something. So go ahead and drop Mischievous Spirit here just because I kind of want the early tempo to answer what my opponent does. We go ahead and drop Lyria here. At this point we are planning to evolve Alphas because we are playing the same deck. We know their early game is fairly slow, so we can probably get away with evolving Alphas here, so that's what we're gonna aim for. We draw the Pure Hearted Singer here as well, and then we just trade into the Alphas to reduce damage incoming to our face. And we do have our Lyria living because of her damage shield. My opponent will drop their own Lyria, which is fine. So go ahead and trade first to waste that last words to deal 1 damage to our followers. In this case though, we do go ahead and just go for Lady Grey because Lady Grey is super strong. Unfortunately, we do miss. I mean, not unfortunately, but we do play Lyra here. My priority here was to build a board so that next time I can drop Kerberos because Kerberos is quite strong in the mirror, so that is the goal. Then we'll have their own Lady Grey. It will evolve and they have trade into buff stuff as well. There's a big soul hunter, so they are going white here. We're gonna go ahead and drop the Kerberos here because Kerberos is a strong card and we like playing strong cards. We evolve the Kerberos as well and trade into the Lady Grey. We go ahead and just get rid of the Lyria here, just try and maintain our board for as much as possible. Opponent will go ahead and drop their Arthurs here to clear the Kerberos, which is fine, I guess. Not too big of a deal. Go ahead and just draw another Kerberos here just to annoy them. We do have board advantage as well as hand size advantage here, so I feel pretty safe in evolving. We do also have Arthurs in hand to clear their followers if we need to do that, so not too big of a problem. Go ahead and clear their board and just hit them in the face. Maintain a big board on our own to punish their Arcus here, which is the goal mainly, I guess. We'll go ahead and evolve and trade into our Kerberos, which is fine because we can now draw out Arcus of our own. There is consideration for dropping Gilnelise here, but I think getting Arcus active here while we have the chance is probably more useful. Go ahead and get the heal of our Coco while we can and get rid of the Arcus at the same time. Opponent will go ahead and drop their Lyria here. Is to try and get rid of the Arcus. And we do trade into our Mimi as well. That's Mimi and which one's Coco? Coco is the heal one, right? We will go ahead and summon out a bunch of ghosts. And a friend as well. The problem you have to realize with the mirror is that they reach 10-10 faster than you, which means if they get very active, you probably die. So generally, if you're going second, your goal has to be to kill them before turn 10 happens. Either that or just try to heal as much as possible and hope they don't have lethal. In this case though, I just decided to stab Gilnelise, both to heal next turn and possibly to get lethal next turn depending on what happens. But main goal is just to heal because we're probably gonna take a bunch more damage here. We'll set our Gilnelise here. Shadow doesn't really have ways to clear Gilnelise, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Opponent will drop Gilnelise off their own here, but basically anything is lethal from here since we just need 3 damage, so go ahead and then just drop the Andreal first, I guess, to draw more cards for fun. And then Gremory here, super lethal. That's it for this game. Let's move on to the next one. Our final game here will be against Rune, and we are going second this time. Rune's probably Mysteria, although it could be the Chimera Rune as well. Both of them function fairly similarly, so there's not too much to worry about there in terms of which deck they're playing exactly. There's Insight, which tells me absolutely nothing. The Mysteria Spirit, we're gonna play it here in case we need to clear something like an Owen. And there is the Owen, so this is going to be that. Go ahead and drop the Balance here as well and just chip them in the face with the what's this guy? Mischievous Spirit. And they will trade the Owen in, which is to be expected. They do drop Greya as well. Unfortunately, Balance can't guarantee clear the Greya here by trading, so we do have to spend our friend here, which we don't necessarily want to do, but oh well. We're going to hit them in the face because Owen's not much of a threat. Only uses Mysteria Knowledge, thankfully they don't pick up the missile here, so it's pretty good for us, but they do get the Golem instead, which is, well, depending on how you look at it, it might be more annoying. We can go ahead and get more draw here. This is what the deck, this is the true where the deck truly shines in the amount of card draw you have. So we go ahead and evolve Andrealphus here. Drop a Gremory as well. We have a ton of Gilnelises in hand, so we don't really have to worry too much about saving Gremory for her enhance. This way we can get a ton of card draw of various last words effects. Someone does drop their Mysteria here as well, which is fine with us. Thankfully they do trade into the Balonus instead of Gremory. It probably would be more annoying if they traded into Gremory here, but we got lucky here, I guess. So draw the Lyria here because she can trade into Mysteria while staying on board, which will let us get more draw out of Gremory's end of turn effect. Go and punch them in the face here, and then we can go ahead and get last words on Lyria to draw cards. And then we'll drop Miss Miranda, they pick out another circle. Depending on how you look at it, it could be unlucky or lucky. Personally, I think the circle ended up being more annoying here because of the fact that it gave their Miss Miranda an extra ward to hide behind. We do have to spend our Arthurus here to clear the Miss Miranda. Unfortunately, we don't really want to leave that one alive, so go ahead and trade to draw into more cards and hopefully find something we can do. Here we'll just go ahead and use Lyria to evolve here. In this case we do this because as you can see the Golem only has 2 attacks, so it can't trade into Lyria, so we're just doing this to maintain more board presence. One does have Magic Missile though, so they will be able to clear my stuff. And they do draw a Flame Destroyer. Not all Mysteria likes to run Flame Destroyer, but I guess my opponent does. Then we can't really answer their followers, so there's no point in trying. Instead, what we do here is build out a wide board to hopefully just finish them with Gilnelise next turn. Let's choose Adjudication. Thankfully, it didn't look like my opponent's spell boosted it much at all, so we are fine there. We take a ton of damage here, but we do just barely have lethal, so we go ahead and trade our Mimi and Coco into the Golem. Then we go ahead and drop Mischievous Spirit, and then with Gilnelise's buff, this is going to be 12 damage, so that's it for this game as well. So normally this is where I would end the video, but I realized that I didn't have any clip showcasing the turn 10 OTK of this deck, and it's such an important combo to understand that I'd sneak in one more clip here just to showcase it and talk about it. So normally the combo setup actually starts from turn 9. On turn 10, Fairy becomes active, and Fairy's effect gives your other allied followers the ability to attack 3 times per turn. So it would help if you can set up Gilnelise, because if you give Gilnelise the ability to act 3 times per turn, and then you give her a +2 buff of either Gremory, or of another Gilnelise, or just evolving her Gremory, then she's 15 damage by herself, which is a lot of value. But in this case, you can see my opponent has an N on board, and they have 14 Mysteria cards played, so if they just hit me and play sorcery, I die. So in this specific case, I can't just drop Gilnelise and pass. I could probably play something like Fairy, and no, not Fairy. You can see I don't even have a 2-cost follower. We do want to save Mischievous Spirit for our Ito next turn, so we actually don't have a good way to clear this N while setting up Gilnelise. So in this case, we just forego it, and we just go ahead and get rid of the N here. I'll fast forward this part because it's a bit long and unnecessary. So here we just use Arthurus to clear the N and just hit them in the face for some chip. And then on my opponent's turn, you can see they go Magic Missile here, Wind Blast to clear, and they drop a what's that called? Truce Adjudication. So this is where we can set out lethal. So the pieces you need for lethal is 1 cost 2 followers. This can be done with Mischievous Spirit or with Lyria, that 2 cost neutral followers enhance effect, which will allow you to play her for effectively 1 cost and summon 2 ghosts. And then next we use Fairy, and we just have enough board space for Fairy here. So we use Fairy, who will give these ghosts the ability to act twice per turn. We can go ahead and drop Gilnelise as well to buff everything. You just save for we had this Friend's Curse we saved to clear this guy with. And now our ghost can attack 3 times per turn. This is a total of 21 damage, so this is how the OTK works. So those are all the games I have for you today. This deck isn't really a top meta deck or anything, but it's perfectly fine if you just want to play. It's pretty decent deck as well. It's also very similar to a previous Midrange Shadow list that was played during Throwback Rotation, so if you're coming in from there and you build this deck at that point, you can just build this deck again and play it, and it's pretty decent. It's not gonna completely destroy the meta or whatever, but you know, fine. So yeah, anyway, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.